Hey guys, so in this video, I want to share with you an underrated thing in e-commerce right now. It's really a strategy, and the strategy is so good that it's even been used to do over $1 million in 24 hours. So as you see on my screen, let's not waste any time. What I'm talking about is product drops. And here my friend Umar, who is one of the best email marketers that I know. We actually developed a bit of a partnership as well. So if you have a business that needs email marketing, you can hit us up at akemi.co. He also does have his own agency as well. But anyways, let's take a look at the actual strategy. As he says here, product drops are the most underrated thing in e-com right now. Here's how we build hype and bring in 6 to 7 figure days with product drops. It's a thread. So first things first, we use drops for 2 scenarios: restocking a product and dropping a new product. And here are the 6 steps that we take to achieve 7-figure drops. Step 1, building hype. This is probably the most important part of the drop. We build hype in different ways for our different clients, drop only or evergreen. So one thing is, this is mainly in terms of fashion drops, right? Like a lot of clothing brands, they do a lot of drops, but it can be applied to really any business, right? Launching a new product can be applied to any business. In fact, almost every business launches new products. It's a great way to stay on top of the trends and be able to capitalize on new trends and keep the hype building up. So that's kind of what he's talking about here on step 1, is building the hype. So that makes sense, right? If you want a successful drop, you got to build hype. So let's go over the first thing, drop only. So these stores are closed all year round until there's a drop. We use their site to build hype by creating custom password pages that show an email form, a countdown timer, and a form to be on the VIP list. Example of drop only site. So it's literally like on Shopify, when your store is closed, you can actually customize that page. And when people give you their email, you can put them in some sort of email list that then you do a big email blast to once you drop your products. So yeah, some stores do this. They're closed all the time and they only open for drops. I think that's awesome. Obviously it works. That sounds a little bit stressful, but it does add scarcity to the brand, which I really like. I think scarcity is really powerful. So 2, evergreen. We can't shut their whole store down, so instead we put the product on the site but mark it as sold out. We use a back-in-stock app to collect emails from people already interested in the product. I really like this evergreen method. Again, this is kind of what I mentioned, and this is a really good way to always be collecting emails too, which is powerful. An email list, a lot of people refer to it as basically like an ATM, because every time you need money, you can use your email list. And that's not a bad way to look at it, especially if you are building something that people are getting a ton of value from. So step 2, segmenting emails. There are 2 main segments to make. 1, internal traffic, past buyers or people on our mailing list. And 2, cold traffic, first-time visitors coming from ads. Break it up into engaged plus non-engaged. Engaged equals people who have opened an email in the last 30 days. So this is actually very practical. I love this type of value. Shout out to Umar again. This is something you guys can all do right now. For email marketing, we use Klaviyo. So Klaviyo is free up until like 200 subscribers or something. It's not the cheapest tool out there, but it's definitely the best. Step 3, pushing your internal offer. Direct people to the brand's website on all of their social media accounts. There should be a sign-up form on the site for a VIP list. You can also use influencers to push people to the site if they're a good fit. Step 4, set a date. Now you have your VIP customers. Create 2 dates and mention them publicly. 1, early access. Should only be open for a few hours. 2, public launch. Step 5, building hype for early access. Promote it on social media, add a timer on the site, and send an email plus SMS with the date of the early access. Start building up hype 5 days before the launch. Okay, that's a good call, actually. I'm going to be using all these things, by the way, because we're going to be launching the NetSphere lab here pretty soon. You guys that have been following me, you know that I was actually going to build this product under Akemi, but I decided to keep them a bit separate. It's still pretty simple. It's just I'd rather separate the business, even though NetSphere is still an Akemi brand. That's always linked in the description. You guys can check that out on your own time. I don't want to distract you here too much, but let's continue. When to send hype emails. 5 days left, 72 hours left, 48 hours left, 24 hours left, and 1 hour left. And then the early access. So the early access is actually really clever. I really like that. And then the SMS, 3 hours left, and early access. This is so practical. I love that Umar made this. Step 6, early access launch. Post it on socials and send an email plus SMS informing people the launch is now live. Use urgency and scarcity. Direct people to a logged page with a password for them to enter. So this is taking it to the next level. You see why this would work so well. Step 7, create FOMO. Close the drop and go back to normal if you're an evergreen store. Thank your customer across all channels and say you look forward to the next one. congratulate your customers who purchased, make the others feel left out of the club. This is smart. So make sure you're congratulating them and reminding them why this was such a good idea. That's actually super smart. Step 8, launch day. A few days later, you want to launch publicly. Post about it on all channels like before and drive traffic to it. Then you can proceed as normal and run ads to it, etc. So that's actually when this gets really powerful too. When you include paid media into it, you really don't need any sort of online presence in order to be able to build up a nice launch list and a big hype drop, especially with things like TikTok, where you can actually get really good cost per clicks to lead generation forms that then you can do drops for. So yeah, real quick value. Just wanted to share that. Start off the year on a strong note with some value from Umar. Shout out to Umar and shout out to all you guys. Hope you had a great year. This is going to be the best year yet. I can already feel it, and I hope that it's the same for you guys. But that's about it. See you in the next video. Peace.